seems like every week for the last several weeks we've been going, what can they do to top things next? Well, we're going to have to wait a little bit for the answer to that question. Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thanks so much for joining us today as we take a little bit of a breather. And for the men and women in competition in the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series, well, it's breather time as well, as last week's round number 9 action marked the final appearance of the 5 local divisions at Cocopah Speedway until September. So for many, time to take a step back, review the season to date, and, well, then get preparations underway. And for some, that's already happening as we look forward to the second half of the race season kicking off again in late September. And visiting with us as part of today's edition of Laptime Live, Randy Hoeft with the Yuma Sun and YumaSun.com. We'll be looking back on the season up to date as we enter into the break, and also looking at the off-road action coming soon to Cocopah Speedway in the form of the Lucas Oil Short Course Off-Road Series and monster trucks set to invade the Diamond in the Deserts on Saturday, June the 8th, with a preview party the night before. Randy will be joining us in just a few, but first a final look back at last Saturday's race action at Cocopah Speedway, where, well, let's just say there were fireworks aplenty in all 5 divisions, with a couple of first-time visitors to victory lane. And first of all, in the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, Yuma's Timmy Reese in the number 38 scored his first victory of the year. Reese, who'd been showing some serious strength during the last several events, started near the rear of the field, calmly picked off one car after another, and working his way to the front, where he then squared off with Yuma's Ty Rogers in the number 8T. Reese getting up to the high side of the track and then racing off to the win.
Thank you very much. It was a long time coming, and we worked hard for it. Jeremy, our team worked hard. So,
any standout moments in tonight's event for you? Because you had your work cut out for you getting to the front there.
I did. I couldn't get right down there with the guys, so I tried the high line, and it worked for us tonight. The first time it's worked for us.
Reese there in victory lane. Rogers taking second, with Holtville's Chris Toth in third, Brawley's Cody Daffer in fourth, and Yuma's James Dupree rounding out the top 5. Toth and Rogers, by the way, headed over to ET Motor Park, Arizona Speedway today to race against X-Mods from around the state. Moving on to the Pro Stocks, another first is Yuma's Frankie Rascone driving the number 8 Pro Stock, motored off to the win, avoiding mid-race contact that damaged the car of early race leader Joe Haynes. Rascone pleased with his progress in getting beyond some gremlins that had plagued his season earlier on in the year.
Yeah, and it's a new car, so there's new car bugs and normal things that we've had happen, something from strains to brake pedals to motors and stuff. It's just new car bugs, but I think we'll be doing good.
Well, good indeed, as Rascone worked the high line late to take the win. Brawley's Jason Higginbottom taking second, Yuma's Brett Samala third, Campo's Ed Buston crossing the line fourth, and Yuma's Lenny Jones in a street stock rounding out the top 5. One other note, Lakeside's Mike Lurwell, the victim of a hard crash in turn number 3, outer wall contact, flipping his car, which came to rest on its wheels about 50 feet from the point of impact. Lurwell initially refused treatment, but upon his return home was checked out by doctors and is now doing just fine. Next up in the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, Alpine's Mike Harlan in the number 7 found himself in a huge brawl at the front involving as many as 5 cars. Harlan able to work his way through and then hang on for the win.
When you beat one of those 2 guys, it's an accomplishment, and the whole time you're out in front, you just know they're there. You just know they're there, and you're just wondering, and you just try to go as fast as you can, because if you make one mistake, they're going to capitalize on it and be out in front of you. So it's good, though. At the end of the day, it's just fun because it's so competitive, and we're all good friends, and we're having a good time.
Harlan referring there to Brawley's Stephen Daffern, who nearly got under Harlan on the final lap, but spun and wound up 5th. Also right there, Yuma's Adolfo Noriega in the number 2 position, with Chula Vista's Manny Baldivias in 3rd after battling out the front. Yuma's Joey Essery also in the fray in a big way. He wound up 4th. Turning to the Napa Auto Parts factory stocks, Yuma's Jordan White in the number 86 continued his winning ways, getting to the front early and never looking back.
This is a brand new motor, and it handled, it was more power than the car's ever had. The car was just awesome tonight, and of course it's all thanks to my dad. doing the setup, and just an awesome engine.
White needing that new engine, as in taking the win 2 weeks prior. His previous motor had blown on the final lap. Number 2 spot went to Yuma's Rick Hibbard, Miles Morris in the number 3 position, Alpine's Wayne Rebello taking 4th, and the 5 spot went to Yuma's Craig Evers. And finally, in the IMCA Modifieds, an absolute brawl, a war of attrition, if you will, as a number of cars wound up on the end of a tow hook after 2 big wrecks, one on the start of the race, another about 2/3 of the way through. Imperial's Lance Maury picking his way through the mayhem to take the win. We may be set for summer break locally, but Maury is ready to keep on racing.
We're going to go run the Dakota Series up there with Seidler, and then probably trying to hit a 10,000 to win in Marshalltown, Iowa. We're just getting done with a 2013 mod right now, so we're going to try and go up there and hopefully win 6 or 7 trophies in North Dakota and Canada, and probably hit a couple of local races up there on the way where I was born in Sterling, Colorado. So hopefully all in all is well, and we come back with a lot of hardware.
Maury starting his pursuit of that hardware today, headed over to ET Motor Park, Arizona Speedway, to compete in the modifieds. And speaking of hardware, a lot of it damaged in those 2 crashes noted. Want to pass along a quick update. Yuma's Cody Grabby shaken up rather severely when his car went airborne in that second accident. 2 cars getting together in front of him. Grabby was checked out earlier this week by his doctors and now doing just fine. And rounding out your top 5 in that IMCA modified feature, Casa Grande's Brian Schultz took the number 2 spot. Imperial's Tom Smith in the 3 spot. Yuma's Charles Hunt took 4th, and Del Centro's Nathan Brock rounded out the top 5 as the last car running. Well, next here on Laptime Live, we'll take a look back at the season's first half in its entirety, look at the standouts and who to be looking for when the season resumes. And we'll also be looking ahead to the Lucas Oil Short Course Off-Road Series and Monster Trucks, presented in part by Alexander Ford and by ADS Racing Shocks. That event coming in just 2 weeks to the Diamond in the Deserts, and helping us to look ahead as well as look back, Randy Hoeft with the Yuma Sun and YumaSun.com. He is set to join us next. It's Racing Radio, Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Back with more in just a moment here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400.
All right, here it is straight up. Ford F-Series is the #1 brand of trucks in every industry. Construction, farming, forestry, metal mining, landscaping, heavy hauling, oil and gas, you name it, they own it. So it shouldn't come as a big shock that F-Series is also the best-selling brand of trucks for 36 years in a row. They're the most capable pickups. So no matter what the job, no matter what the industry, these are the trucks the guys who do the hardest work depend on. These are America's #1 trucks for 36 straight years. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty. Own it, baby. Built Ford tough.
Based on Polk U.S. light-duty pickups under 8,500 pounds GVW or combined new registrations January 11 to May 12 within 14 vocations. And U.S. heavy-duty pickup and Class 2 to 5 conventional chassis cab combined new registrations January 11 to June 12 within 21 vocations. Class is full-size pickups versus 2012-2013 competitors. Best-in-class maximum payload towing GVWR and GCWR when properly equipped.
We're putting over $100,000 on the line. Blinko is back at Cocopah Casino. Come in now and play your favorite bingo slots and table games now through June 1st to earn entries. 4 lucky winners will have a chance to take home thousands of dollars every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Fun is just minutes away. Blinko is back at Cocopah Casino. Live the rush.
I'm 53 now. You know, I have a young son, and I want to take him fishing. This cancer has changed so many lives. It's not worth it for one cigarette, throw him down, walk away, call Ashline. Anybody that's gonna quit needs some kind of help.
You can quit. Ashline can help. Call today, 1-800-5566-222, or visit ashline.org. It's free.
The 3rd Annual Somerton Tower Triathlon is June 1st at 6 a.m. at the Somerton Heritage Pool. Swim 300 meters, then bike 12.5 miles. Helmets are required. Then participants run 3.1 miles through the city of Somerton. Register at active.com by May 30th or day of the event between 5 and 5:30 a.m. Individuals, $50. Relay for $85. On-site registration and packet pickup Saturday, June 1st between 4:45 and 5:30 a.m. For details, visit active.com or email info@yumabikeclub.org.
Many Many people enjoy watching the changing seasons, but seasons aren't the only things that change. If you receive Social Security benefits, there are certain changes in your life that we need to know in order to continue paying you. Tell us about a change of address, even if you receive your payments electronically, so we can get in touch with you when we need to. Let us know if you change banks as well. If you receive disability benefits, we need to know if you start work, stop work, or have changes in your hours or pay. If you receive Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, we need to know about your living arrangements, since payments are based in part on financial need. Learn more about the types of things you need to report if you receive Social Security or SSI at www.socialsecurity.gov.
You're listening to Racing Radio. It's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400. A mid-season review today, and also looking ahead to the upcoming off-road action at Cocopah Speedway. And to help us do all of that, today's special guest, Randy Hoeft with the Yuma Sun and YumaSun.com. And welcome to the show, Randy.
Hey, Mikey, glad to be here. How you doing?
Hey, doing fine myself, Randy, and thanks so much for taking time out of your Saturday morning to visit with us today. Been quite a season so far out at Cocopah Speedway. Any standout moments come to mind for you? It's just been off the charts.
I got to tell you, standout moments, one that really sticks out in my mind, and now this is a little different, is the dedication and that the Cocopah tribe has decided to put forward into this racetrack. I mean, when you build a grandstand like we have out there right now, that is awesome. And they just keep doing it, They've got so much confidence in Greg Burgess to bring this track to the front. I have to say that it is one of the, if it isn't already, it's one of the most talked about tracks in the country. The Cocopahs, I believe they understand that, and they see what Greg is doing. And it's just like a tidal wave. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Like I said, that grandstand is a major investment that the tribe has decided to make in this facility. And I just can't say enough about the tribe. They're incredible people. Anything else you want me to say?
I can sit back and echo that for sure, because it's been an absolute privilege to be involved since the beginning of the year for the reasons you've talked about, and oh so many more.
Yeah. I don't know. It just keeps, like you said a little bit ago. What are they going to do next to do better from the last show? It's an ongoing, like I said, tidal wave. As far as racing on the track goes, oh my goodness! If you're not going to Cocopah Speedway, and I've said this before, if you're not going out there on Saturday nights, you have no idea what you're missing. Even if you're not a race car fan, just the emotion, the excitement in the stands. We did the Armed Forces Day tribute last time, and we had that giant American flag out there. I had chills. There were people crying. There were people. I mean, Patty Rebello from Alpine. She doesn't even live here. She comes over with her husband. They race. They're very loyal to this track.
Yes.
And she walked up to me afterward, and she said, she says, I am very proud to have been part of that program tonight. I mean, and that's pretty cool from somebody who doesn't even live here, that, to say something like that. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, racing-wise, if you want me to keep going.
Sure.
Lance Murray, he's like the elder statesman there. He's not that old, but he's like the elder statesman in the modified division. He's got 4 wins. He's on a roll. He doesn't always hit the mark every week, but you can pretty much count he's going to be in the hunt every week. Factory stocks, Jordan White, 6 wins. He's on fire. On fire. This cat, he's fun to watch. To be honest with you, I never expected Jordan to be this successful. I mean, I didn't know him that well, and he just surprises every time he goes out there. He is so smooth, and I know he gives his dad a lot of credit, and David White knows his racing, and he's put Jordan in a very good car. Matter of fact, they're going to Tucson, I think, the week after the off-road race to give it a try down there. Let's see, in that division, Miles Morris. He's got 3 wins. He's a factory stock point leader. Unless he just basically drops off the planet, he's going to win the championship. My gut feeling about Miles is I think he's in cruise control in factory stock, because I think he's really starting to fall in love with that IMCA sport mod. He won the heat race last time.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, he looked really good doing it. And I can't wait to see what he does when he comes back and gets a little more seat time in that car. Oh, my goodness. Street stock.
We can talk about street stock for the next week, probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this division just keeps getting better and better. And I heard yesterday, this is not confirmed, but I heard yesterday that Adolfo Noriega has sold his Camaro. And if you were there for the last 2 races, you saw that he brought out an IMCA stock car, and it looked pretty good.
Yes.
And so let's see, we put Adolfo in an IMCA stock car. You got Mike Harlan, you got Baldavis, you got Stephen Daffern, you got Joey Essery. You got a number of IMCA stock cars out there now. There is a little dogfight at the front of that division each week, and you don't know who's going to win.
But talking about drivers making the move into the IMCA stock car, also talking with Dave Amos yesterday, and Dave showed some big strength earlier on in the year, has taken the last couple of races off, and in fact, ready to bring out his IMCA stock car, legal car, when we get to the second half.
Dave Amos is a good driver, and you put him in a car that is up to the level of those guys. Like I said, dogfight? Oh, my goodness. Bird Bringing Humane Society is going to be an all-in-out dog brawl out there. I don't know. I can't imagine it getting any better, but I know it's going to. Let's see. Timmy Reese got his first career win last time in the Sport Mod division. And I'll tell you what, he looked good doing it.
Yeah.
Did not make a mistake. Ty Rogers gave him all he could handle, and Timmy did not bobble. He hung in there. He won the race. Hats off to Timmy. He's a good guy. He's worked hard. He deserved that win. And here's one for you. Just the Powder Puffers.
Yes.
I tell you what, that's the last race they ran, which is 3 or 4 races ago. Those women had the hammer down. I mean, and I'm sure the guys that owned the cars were holding their breath. So that was pretty fun to watch too.
Talking about the Northern Sport Mods a little bit, we knew there would be some development time with that division coming into 2013, and I would say particularly over the last month or so, we've really seen what that division is going to be going forward.
Yeah, we just need to get more cars. There's a couple guys that, Lenny Jones, he wrecked his car. His car got in a wreck. That's the first time he was out there, and he hasn't been back. That's sad. Jason Penny, we haven't seen him. He brought out a new car. I don't know what's going on with Jason, but we need to get him back out there. But it's growing. It's just a little sporadic at the moment, but it's going to be fun. And with Timmy stepping it up, and Ty Rogers and his Chris Toth can hang together. I mean, there's a pretty good 3-car fight there at the front. And I wouldn't count out Cody Daffern either. He's a little up and down, but the potential's there.
Works in progress all, and what works in progress to look forward to for the second half of the season when we get around to it in September. Randy Hoeft is our special guest on this edition of Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, and we are presented by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Back with more as we talk off-road for a few minutes. Coming up next, here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400.
I started smoking when I was 14 years old. Sounds gross, but I would go around to places around my school where they had ashtrays, and I would pick the largest cigarettes out of there and just smoke them. Somewhere in my mind, I thought I was putting my health at risk, but I didn't really care. And my dad comes up to me at one point and says, "Dude, you got to make a change." And he told me about the Ashline.
You can quit. Ashline can help. Call today, 1-800-5566-222, or visit ashline.org. It's free.
Hey, man, what do you have there?
It's one of those new scratchers from the Arizona Lottery. Cash Bonanza.
Why are you saying it like that?
Like what? Cash Bonanza.
Yeah, where is that sound coming from? You are creeping me out right now.
That's just Cash Bonanza. It's the new $10 ticket that can win you up to $1 million instantly. So, Cash Bonanza.
Right, the new Cash Bonanza from the Arizona Lottery.
You can't win if you don't play.
No matter what type of air conditioning or heating help you need, schedule some help from 1 Hour Air Conditioning. Ready for the season? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating can help. No AC at all? 1 Hour can help. Need help upgrading your old inefficient system? 1 Hour can help. Now's the time to schedule your annual air conditioning safety inspection for just $59. Call 1 Hour today at 783-4242. Some limitations and exclusions apply.
We're always on time, but you don't play your time. Welcome to Food City, where all week long we have some extra savings just for you. Like Bar S Jumbo Meat Franks, perfect for your Memorial Day cookout, only 77 cents for the big 16-ounce package. 2-liter Pepsi soda, just 99 cents each. Food City drinking water, 4 cases for only 88 cents. Doritos tortilla chips, Nabisco cookies, or snack crackers, just $1.99 each. More reasons to save each and every day at Food City, the store with low prices when you need them.
Hello, it's the Toyota Time Sales Event. This is Jan.
Which time zone is Toyota Time in?
It's in every time zone during the month of May.
Oh, and what makes this event so special?
Well, you can get great deals and low APRs on all your favorite Toyotas. Like the always popular Toyota Camry. The sleek design and interior comfort will definitely catch your attention.
I'm looking at it online now. Oh, wow. Attention caught, Jan.
The Toyota Time Sales Event is going on now. Stop in today and get 0% APR for 60 months with $16.67 per thousand borrowed on a new 2013 Camry. Better hurry in. This event ends soon. To learn more, visit your Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
Financing from Toyota Financial Services does not include college grad or military rebate. Does not include dealer fees. Offers may vary by region. See participating dealer for details. Offers end 6/3/13.
Visit Alexander Toyota in Yuma. Or for more information, please log on to Toyota.com. Toyota.
For almost 10 years, I've been a lineman for the power company. I know that service is important. That's why I also serve in the Coast Guard Reserve. Our crews respond to rising floodwaters in the Midwest, oil spills in the Gulf of Mexico, and disasters like the Haiti earthquake. The Coast Guard Reserve is a challenge I gladly take on because my country needs me.
If you were born ready, learn more at GoCoastGuard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome back to Laptime Live, the official racing radio show of Cocopah Speedway. Our special guest today, once again, Randy Hoeft with the Yuma Sun and YumaSun.com. And we're looking ahead now to the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona and the Monster Truck Fest, presented in part by Alexander Ford and by ADS Racing Shocks. That's coming in just 2 weeks to Cocopah Speedway. The off-road boys getting a chance to take on Cocopah Speedway on a short course that's going to involve a part of the Speedway Oval and also the infield. And Randy, you've got a major amount of off-road experience in your background. You and Dan Beaver teaming up in a big way in lots of big events over the years. This is kind of a different animal, though.
Yeah. I was thinking, and you told me we were going to talk about this. I was trying to think of what the politically correct thing would be to say about stadium racing. What I came up with was stock cars on steroids, for lack of a better term. These guys are turning left, they're turning right. They're going to be going over jumps, whoops, and this is not like your traditional desert racing, which I did with Dan Beaver. When we're out there, it's you're going 400 miles, and as Dan pointed out one time, you don't see your pit crew for about, sometimes 2-3 hours at a time, whatever the case may be, situation might be. These guys are side by side. It's these trucks and buggies and carts. They're side by side. This is a stock dirt track race, but with jumps and right-hand turns thrown in. So it's going to be fun to watch. I know I used to watch the Mickey Thompson shows, the Mickey Thompson Stadium Series. He invented years ago, the late Mickey Thompson, the great Mickey Thompson. Talk about a visionary. That guy had it all together. Anyway, that involved Robbie Gordon, Walker Evans, Ivan Stewart, those guys in Toyota pickups in a stadium like they raced at Qualcomm in San Diego. And everything considered, that was fun to watch. And I got to be honest with you, just like race car fans, some of them say they go to the races to see the wrecks. I think a lot of them go to the stadium races to see these guys trade paint. It's a different beast.
Certainly going to see that, and in terms of how that track will lay out at Cocopah Speedway, we'd note for people that you can hop on the Cocopah Speedway Facebook page. The diagrams, actually 2 tracks are going to be set up in the infield. The big boys, so to speak, will be running on one portion, and then, wow, so many divisions that are going to be running, but there will be a little split on that, but really looking forward to those 2 big jumps that are being built right now out on the front chute.
Yeah, it's going to be something. There's also one on the back chute, I think, for the big guys. I was talking to Tim Jones. He's the director of the short course division here in Arizona, and He is really excited about this. And what I didn't know was, and by the way, there's a special section coming out June 2nd in Yuma Sun, Speed Yuma. Our next special edition is on this off-road race. Hint, hint. Pick that up, everybody, at the newsstand.
Absolutely.
Anyhow, he pointed out that this is the first time they put an off-road track, inside an oval. Firebird was a dedicated off-road short course track, but it was pretty long, pretty expansive, pretty spread out. This one goes inside our track. It's going to be tight. He said the action is going to be so cool to watch with these guys racing so close together. And just listening to him, it's got me all pumped up about it. So
we're hoping to have Tim join us next Saturday here on Laptime Live, so we'll get an inside perspective from him as well. But was thinking earlier and talking earlier, really kind of cool to think about it. 2013 marks I guess you could call it a historical event of sorts. Cocopah Speedway joining Eldora and also Dodge City as tracks that are hosting short course off-road for the very first time.
That's some good company to be hanging out with. I got to tell you, Eldora and Dodge City, and throw in Cocopah Speedway in the mix, that's a pretty good threesome right there. I don't know. It's kind of a trend here. Just think about it. Off-road racing at Eldora, like I told you earlier, that's like taking rap music down to the south. I mean, these guys have no clue what an off-road race is. I'm being pretty presumptuous there, I know, but that was I'd love to have been there to see that show, just to see what the reaction was like.
Well, one of the really cool things about the show upcoming too is when we talk about off-road, the Arizona Short Course Series spans the gamut. We're talking UTVs, we're talking buggies, we're talking mini trucks, the full-blown trucks. It's all going to be there.
Well, Mike Jones said that the racers range in age from 6 to 72. Now, the 72-year-old, I'm not sure about, because I talked to a guy out of Flagstaff, Will Munns. He drives a factory stock full-size truck, and his co-rider is his aunt, who's 72 years old. And that will be in one of the stories in the Speed Yuma edition. But I don't know if that's who he's referring to or not, because I couldn't nail him down. There's actually a driver that was 72, but Aunt Fifi, that's her name. Anyway, so everybody's looking for Aunt Fifi when they get down here.
Well, we'll certainly look forward to meeting her as well as all of the other competitors who are going to be in. And talking about that event, this isn't just a standard nighttime show that's going to be taking place. For those who are purchasing the ticket, and we would note that advance tickets are available at select Yuma area Napa Auto Parts stores and also out at the Cocopah Casino gift shop. This is going to encompass being able to go up to the haulers, being able to get up close and personal with all of the vehicles and the drivers.
They've got so many people coming, and their equipment is so large, in reference to the haulers, that they're not going to fit in the pits, the Cocopah Speedway pits. So they're going to pit up on top, use part of the parking lot. And if you buy a general admission ticket, or whatever the case may be, you're going to be able to walk through the pit, check out the haulers, the cars, up close and personal, meet the drivers, the crews, the whole bit. And I have to say, if you have that chance, you should definitely do it. In off-road racing, the type that I did with Dan Beaver, we had contingency row, and you got to see all the vendors. But as far as all of the racers lined up in one place to watch them, that's not an option in traditional off-road racing. Because they're spread out from here to there. But to be able to see all these guys in one place and talk to them and just look at their machinery, you think the dirt track cars are impressive. Check these guys out. They got some really nice stuff.
Hey, if we get to toss a couple of monster trucks into the mix as
that's
well.
Right.
Wrong Way Rick and Obsessed.
Obsessed. There you go. Boy, I'll tell you.
Well, certainly looking forward to that. We know there are some people with an obsession for the monster trucks, to be sure. Going to be a lot of fun. And again, not just a typical evening of action, but we are looking at literally day-long activities with gates out at the Speedway open at noon. The first qualifying heat sessions will get underway at 2:30.
Yeah.
And then main events starting at around 6. So not just an evening, it's a full afternoon and evening.
Yep. I saw the schedule, and they've got the monster trucks in there, I think, twice.
A couple of times, yes.
Doing freestyle, they call freestyle?
Yes.
That's going to be fun to watch. And I think the big main event, I think, is I think it's the buggies, the unlimited buggies, I think is what Tim said.
Yes, and the pro trucks as well.
Yeah. Oh, and also Andy Turkelson, if anybody knows that name around Yuma. I'm sure some people do. He was a promoter at the track in the mid-'90s. His son, Ryan, who is, I believe, 15 years old, they're coming. Ryan drives an open buggy, and at the Firebird race, I believe he finished third in the main event, and that's pretty good for a kid 15 years old out there driving a car that much horsepower and that big. That's impressive.
Without doubt, and over the course of the next couple of weeks, we're going to be learning more of the names, both local, regional, and national names that'll be in for this event. Gonna be some fun. Hey, before we get out of here, got to ask you, it is Memorial Day weekend. We've got the Indy 500 coming up as well as the Coca-Cola 600. Got any predictions for us?
You know, I'll be honest with you. Back in the day when my friend Dan Beaver, his dad, they owned the Ford dealership in Parker, and his dad was a big-time hydroplane racer. And they ran Fords in all their boats. And one year, I think in the 60s in there somewhere, the boat that they ran in the Parker 9-hour Enduro, they took the motor out and they sent it to Indy, and it was in somebody's car. I forget who it was. Anyway, I had a real love for Indy 500. My dad took me to Phoenix twice to watch a closed-circuit TV, and before it was broadcast live. And I loved it. Mario Andretti, the Unser brothers, Lloyd Ruby, A.J. Foyt. But in my opinion, I've lost contact with that. It's changed so much now. I don't even... my wife asked me yesterday, are there any Americans in this race? I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. So I'm not going to be watching the Indy 500. I might watch the end just to see who wins. The 600? Oh, absolutely. I don't know. Denny Hamlin, broken back and all, he wins the pole. I'm not going to pick Denny Hamlin, though.
Quite a story in and of itself right there, though.
Yeah. Tell you what, well, I don't know who to go with. I won't pick anybody.
Okay, we're gonna call it an open field.
The open field.
There we go. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Randy, we thank you so much for joining us today here on Laptime Live.
Good to be here, Mike.
All righty, appreciate it much, my friend. Hey, remember that off-road truck and monster truck Fan Fest car show and party will kick off all of the off-road action on Friday, June the 7th. That takes place at 8 p.m. at the Cocopah Wild River Family Entertainment Center. Admission to that event is free. And then, of course, the following night, Saturday, June the 8th, full-blown off-road action and monster trucks in the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona. An afternoon and evening of action out at Cocopah Speedway. And as you make your plans for June 7th and 8th, remember that advance tickets are available at select Yuma area Napa Auto Parts stores as well as at the Cocopah Casino gift shop. And remember, too, that those tickets get you access to everything, access to get up close and personal with all of the trucks and drivers, and then that full afternoon and evening of action on Saturday. Gates will open at noon on Saturday the 8th. As we noted, full concessions will be available with qualifying heats underway at 2:30, main event starting at 6 p.m. And regards the monster trucks, again, both Obsessed and Wrong Way Rick confirmed to be on hand. You'll be able to get an up-close look at them, too. Hey, if you'd like to find out more about all of the 2013 season at Cocopah Speedway, just stop in at cocopahspeedway.com and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also visit with the folks from the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series by going to ArizonaShortCourse.com or by visiting Arizona Short Course on Facebook. A big weekend of racing nationally. Again, Memorial Day weekend classics, the Indy 500 coming, the Coca-Cola 600, both running this weekend, and we sure hope you'll take the time to, well, do a little bit of remembering and pay some tribute this weekend to those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their country. Remember, all gave some, and some gave all. You've been listening to Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll be back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.
He would know.